Alright, hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we are visiting DIY Kitchen's new showroom in Oxford. This showroom actually opened on Monday and we are visiting it today, which is Wednesday. So we're going to be one of the first people to actually visit this. We're quite pleased that this one is open because we've been waiting. Well, we wanted to go to the other one, but that is like way up north. We live on the south coast and that's just like miles away, so I've kind of put off doing it. Instead of doing that, we actually ordered samples. Problem was, those samples turned up and we were like, well, we're not really sure if we like this colour now, actually might want to change it. Then you have to order more samples and it's just a faff. So the fact that this is now opened is a bonus. Now I'll just quickly walk you through our kitchen design journey so far briefly. We went to Wren's and they did like a kitchen design for us, and the guy was really nice. He sat down with us, went through it all, and actually the kitchen design they created we were actually really happy with. Then what I did is I got that quote, I sent it to DIY Kitchens. They then created a kind of a comparative quote for me and then sent it over. The problem was a couple of the units that Wren had quoted, DIY Kitchen didn't offer. Predominantly a tall bin unit, which is what we wanted. So I then had to kind of redesign it slightly. So I actually used DIY Kitchen's designer, and I'll do another video on that because that is a little bit of a mission. It's probably fine if you just have like a square room or a rectangle room. If you've got a room that's slightly weird shape, it does become a little bit problematic. But what I will say of DIY Kitchens is their support has been brilliant. Their support team's been excellent, and I've actually now got a design which I think is a little bit better than the Wren one actually, because I am now a kitchen designer. And we're now going up to DIY to look at some other kind of cupboard fronts and just make sure that we're making the right decision before we purchase it. We need to purchase it within the next week because DIY Kitchens has currently got 10% off all of their units. And a couple of other things actually I've missed. The DIY Kitchen's price is about half the price of Wren's cost. But when I look at the kind of units, the quality so far looks similar. And actually, we also went to Howden's, and the quality of DIY compared to Howden's looks significantly better. And actually, another thing I like about DIY compared to Wren, when you get your quote from Wren, you go in there, you sit down, you do the design, and they have this kind of ridiculous thing where a big number flashes up. Like for ours, it was like £26,000. And then they press this button, all these numbers move around, and then they come out, and it's like, it's £11,000 or whatever, and you think, what was the point in that? But one of the things, the downsides to Wren is they do not itemize each individual thing on your quote, so you have no idea what each unit costs. With DIY, they actually show you the cost of every little thing that you buy. So if you want to swap out one unit for another unit, you instantly see how that impacts the price of your kitchen, and that's pretty cool. So from what I've seen from DIY so far, I just really like the way they do business. There's nothing hidden. Whereas when you go to Wren and Howden's, you might be getting a different price to the guy down the road who gets a different price to someone else. That just kind of annoys me a little bit. So I do quite like the honesty of DIY. It does come with some slight risk because you have to design it yourself. Hopefully my kitchen fitter can sort that out because I might have made a few errors, but he reckons he can. And then we're going to go there. So we've also, because it was such short notice, we needed to bring our dog. But the brilliant thing is, well, one, we're in the Tesla and you can turn on dog mode, but we're not actually going to do that because DIY Kitchens actually want you to bring your dog. I think that's what it sounds like on their socials, that they actually want you to bring your dog. So they just say, bring the dogs. The more dogs, the better. So you're actually allowed to take your dog in there and walk him around. So he's going to come walking around the kitchen with us. Hopefully he doesn't decide to pee on one of the units or run after another dog, but we'll see. But we'll let you know when we get there, and then we'll try and show you around. Let's go. Hey, there it is.
Oh, hooray.
Sat nav takes you around the back.
Ta-da! Ooh.
Looks like quite an empty car park. Hopefully it's open, and hopefully there's not many people in it. And hopefully they don't mind us bringing our dog.
Ooh. Ta-da, they're looking at us.
Free drinks. Right, we're on our way back, and so a couple of things. When you arrive, the sat nav, at least Google Maps, takes you to the back of the building and not the front of the building. So you have to go to the next road, go in, park, and then it's easy. And you kind of go into reception. It's a nice big reception, big screens everywhere. Everything's brand new, obviously. They welcome you. We took our dog in. They love the dog, and then they give you like a little bag of like. It's got a drinks bottle in it, a tape measure, which is actually really useful, and a little notepad and pen. So that was cool. And then you kind of go in, walk upstairs, and it's free refreshments, and it's like decent coffee machine, cans of like Coke and Fanta and all this stuff. It's just free, which is cool. Yeah, water for the dog. There's a little dog bowl there as well. So it's really cool what they've kind of done there with regards to refreshments and just kind of going. And then you just start to walk around the kitchens, and they've got 2 floors worth of kitchens, but it's really nicely laid out because you kind of like worm your way through. It's a bit like an IKEA, I suppose, where you kind of like worming your way through all the different places, and they've got different displays everywhere and things like that. So it's actually cool, and they've got all the different colours. And then when you actually go downstairs, they've got all of the door fronts, but another useful thing is they've also got all of the cupboard units just in white, but it's all the different configurations you can have. So different larder cupboards that have different pull-out things, and different like tea towel cupboards, which is something we didn't even know was a thing before we went there. And yeah, and then you go through and you've got all the taps, the sinks, the worktops, all the handles, and every single different colour of every cupboard front in every configuration you can imagine. So, and the other thing I'll say is the people were super helpful. Might be we've gone there on a Wednesday and there wasn't really hardly any people there, so there was just people everywhere. And what they do is they're just sort of going around cleaning. They're not salespeople, they're just sort of like cleaning and stuff. And then they just go, "You all right?" And you go, "Yeah." And then you can ask them any questions. And we kept this one guy for ages, just kept asking him question after question because new ideas were coming into our heads as we were speaking to him. He also was able to just help me on a slight design thing with the designer. They don't do the design in there, you have to make that clear. But if you've got questions on your design, then you can ask them about how you might do that in design. Another cool thing, if you go in there and you see a kitchen you like, it's got this board on the end and they've each got numbers. So you can then go to, like, when you go to do your, if you need to speak to the DIY support people or whatever, you can just go design 31. I like design 31. And then you can start to kind of like build that out. There's also QR codes on every single kitchen display, and you can click on that QR code and it takes you and it lists out everything that's in that kitchen, all the different colours on that particular kitchen that you're looking at, which is also cool because as you're walking around you might see the bin unit you like on that one or some other pull-out larder thing, and everything that's in that kitchen is on that web link. So that's actually really cool as well. So I think overall we're glad we went there, because we've actually gone in there and completely changed our minds on the colour scheme, the type of kitchen we're going to have, the type of units we're going to have. Everything we've done, every idea we went in with, even though we'd ordered the samples, we've actually changed our minds and gone with something completely different, but we're happy with it. So now I need to go back on the DIY planner, get home, make a few changes, different types of cupboards that we want, change some of the colours, and then we should be good to go and we can place our order. So, oh, and the other thing, one more thing, the quality of the units is, I would say, as good as Wren, it's better than Howden's from what I can tell. I think just in general it feels like real kind of like good quality stuff. So we're excited to go back and get it designed, get it ordered and get it delivered. So please like, subscribe, stay on the channel, all those things, and you can actually see us put our kitchen in, hopefully. See you soon.